You know, Chapins Inferno brought up how these feminists are trying to protest these laws that they don't agree with withdrawing from sex. That's creative. I like it when revolutionaries get creative. I don't think it'll be very successful, but at least they're thinking outside the box. The thing about sex withdrawal, I don't even know how to word this, like just denying sex to your partner, is probably a bad idea. Whether you be angry with them over personal issues, or whether you be politically angry with them, and you think you can make them cave on their position by withholding sex from them, is unhealthy. It will ultimately either lead to them being bitter against you, or maybe even outright cheating on you. And that's something neither of you want. So I don't recommend you withhold sex as a means of getting people to agree with you, getting people to obey you. You know, I understand that these reactionaries are not going to listen to reason. You cannot rationalize with a reactionary. The only thing a reactionary knows is force. Whether it be indirect force or direct force. Whether you intimidate them, whether you rig things, whether you cheat them, whether you swindle them, lie to them. That's the only thing they know. And if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. But most people need relationships. It's not something I approve of. It's not something I personally, tout. But that's the way things are. Most people have been conditioned to need sexual and platonic relationships. And this tactic will alienate people from you and ultimately destroy whatever relationships you might have going on. This brings me to a bigger issue that we need to evolve away from sexual relationships and romantic relationships. All relationships are bad. Homosexual relationships are more bad. They are severely more detrimental and more destructive than heterosexual relationships, but they are still destructive nonetheless, even heterosexual relationships. They are still full of strife and turmoil. They are a form of class struggle. It is the role of each gender to try to one-up each other and try to compete and try to get the other to cater to their whims, because they use sex and love and emotion as their weapons. It's manipulation. That's all it is. I understand that when you love somebody, you're selfless toward them and you care about their well-being. I'm not suggesting that compassion or empathy is a bad thing. I am suggesting that relationships are a bad thing. I'm suggesting that when you need somebody and to lose them is to lose a bit of yourself, and you will become severely depressed, hurt, or you can be manipulated by this person, that is unhealthy. We need to drive ourselves away from that. We need to get away from marriage. We need to get away from relationships. We need to get away from sex. We need to look at people strictly as production. We have sex to reproduce children, which will go into the military, which will become doctors, which will become teachers, scientists, artists, creators of some sort, whatever. We have sex to procreate. We form bonds with people to produce things. We produce steel, we produce artwork, we produce, books and movies and food, whatever. I'm not suggesting that we can't be friendly toward each other, we can't hold the door for one another, we can't help each other out, but this is not a personal relationship. That's just something that works. Positivity works. It entices people to be positive back, and it's productive. It's productive to be nice to other people and to treat them with respect and dignity and admire their rights and let them have their rights and not tread upon them. But personal relationships are bad. All personal relationships, whether it be love, whether it be a sexual relationship, whether it be family, I don't approve of any of that. And that's something you're not going to get rid of overnight, because it's a long-standing tradition that's down to our genetics. Biologically, we are prone to that form of thinking. but as the sentient race of this world, it is our duty to go beyond it. We evolved to be able to think about these concepts, and now we have to force ourselves to evolve beyond them. We have to evolve beyond our own urges, our own desires, our own biological needs, and the only way we're going to do that is through revolution. Whether that be through deception, whether that be through force, whether that be through coercion, whether that be through majority rule, whether that be through democratic election, whatever it takes. And I'm not saying it's all going to happen at once, and I'm not suggesting that it should all happen at once. All I am saying is you got to take necessary steps to move humanity forward, to get away from that animal that we were born from. We are no longer an ape, and we need to stop acting like apes. So, that's all I have to say.